I'd like to share a short film about Fly's mentor program with you. Thank you. In person, here is Feeta and Elizabeth, who have been working together since the summer of 2009. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Campos, and when I was 17 years old, I was actually incarcerated in juvenile hall. My stay in there, I got offered to join the Fly program. I got told if I was to join, I would be released earlier, so I accepted. When I got released, I met Feeta.
So Elizabeth was impossible to get in touch with. She didn't have a phone, she didn't have internet, and since I'd committed to spending a certain amount of time with her every week, I decided I would spend the time whether she was with me or not. So I wrote her a letter and told her I'd be at her house on Thursday at 3, and I'd wait a half an hour, and I did that. And she didn't show up, so I left a note saying I would be back next Thursday at 3, and I'd wait a half an hour. And I did that a bunch of times, and all of a sudden, there she comes.
When I first met Feeta, it was different. I looked at her, and I was like, what do I have in common with this lady? We look different backgrounds. But the more I went out with her, I started noticing that I kind of liked being with her. I was being open-minded on new things, new foods, new places I was being introduced to, and I was looking forward secretly meeting with her the next time.
So Fly has these events that they do every month with the mentors and the mentees. And the Christmas after I met Elizabeth, we went to Christmas in the park and we went ice skating. And there was a woman near Elizabeth who fell down and kind of grabbed her arm to break her fall. And Elizabeth saw it as an attack. And I thought, of course she saw it as an attack. She'd been growing up in a world that was just full of violence, and that was the world she carried with her wherever she went. And I told her that. Anyway.
My life before I met Feeta was if you pushed me, if you bumped into me, if you looked at me wrong, it was automatic, like, what's going on, you know? So in that incident, my reaction to that was like, you know, don't touch me, get off of me. But today, than what I was before, it's a 180. If somebody was to fall, I'll, you know, help them back up. But it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing where I'm at than where I was before. I actually have a job. I go to college. I'm the eldest sister. Thank you. Thanks. I've been the eldest my whole life, but I've actually stepped up to my role now. I'm also in recovery, so it's really amazing.
So one of the things I really loved about this, so Elizabeth is going to college and she had this boyfriend and he had to move out of the area, I don't know, probation or something. And he asked her to go with him and she said, I don't think so, I'm going to college. I love that.
At that point, when he asked me, and this would have been like when I was 15, 17, I would have jumped on it. I would have packed my bags, been out the door with him, not said anything to my family. Now it's about choices. It's about where I'm at, what I got out of all this 180 turn, and it's like I could actually make choices for me. If it's somebody that I love, if it's school, if it's work, it's been different, but it's been great.
So people ask me what I get out of this. Well, not only did I get Elizabeth, but there's such joy in watching a person wake up to who they really are. You know, I don't think she still realizes yet how smart she is. And the beauty of the mentor program is that it's all just about relationship. It's about hanging out, and that's all it is.
Thank you, Feeta. Thank you, Elizabeth. It was amazing. So, you exhausted? This whirlwind tour we've been taking you on, law and leadership and mentoring, and there's more that we don't have the opportunity to share with you in depth today about what we do at FLY. So I'm going to give you the quick version. On one end of the criminal justice spectrum, we have a specialized program. It's called Aftercare. It's for young people who are in long-term incarceration, and we help them reintegrate back into the community. What we do is while they're incarcerated, our FLY staff and volunteers connect with them with our law program. And then when they are released, these same FLY staff and volunteers become their case manager to help them in that transition for 6 months to 1 year. Now last year, 70% of the youth in these programs were on track or completed their probation. Over 80% got engaged in school, and 80% of our high school seniors graduated. In fact, that's where we met Becca, who you got introduced to this morning, who had that powerful program. And it's been so successful that this year we're expanding it, and we're going to work with 30 youth, boys and girls. Now, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. We have a crime prevention program. We're going to stop crime before it starts. Our middle school program. We provide a 5-day law course to over 1,000 at-risk middle school students across the 2 counties. And then we identify and work with the 30 youth that are at the greatest risk of dropping out of school and into gangs and crimes. And they get mentors who work with them for a year. This past year, over 100, well, not over, it is, all of them, which was great. stayed in school, continued with their grade, and went on to the next grade. And 100% did not get engaged in criminal activity or the justice system. Now, all along this spectrum, every day, our FLY staff are continuing to take on leadership roles at really important community crime prevention meetings and juvenile justice reform meetings, mayor gang prevention task force, community meetings. And what we are doing is helping change the entire system, the entire spectrum. Now this is a pivotal time in FLY's history. We need to seize the opportunities that are in front of us right now to expand our mentoring, our aftercare programs, to reach more young people. We need to all the while maximize this chance of being a part of this national cohort, this learning model of promising nonprofits looking at what are best practices in scaling. And here's what we've discovered. A prerequisite for continued growth for us, we must build out our FLY team. And so we're taking steps to make that happen with creating a director of strategy and growth position, with creating a director of community partnerships, a volunteer manager, line staff to make sure that as we grow, our clients continue to have the most effective services possible. And the great news is we can do all of this and still be less than 1/20th the cost of incarceration. Now, critical to this happening is building the financial resources to sustain that growth now and over time so that we can continue and we can march on and we can reach other youth and other communities who need us. Now, I don't know about you, but marching makes me tired sometimes. It is hard work, and we know it's hard work, but we know that together we can do this. And every day we are asking our young people to face challenges with a plan, with confidence, with optimism, and with determination. And if they're willing to do that, so should we. And I'm really grateful this morning because a young man, very courageous, has agreed to come and share his story with you. Christian.